This is the first part of my steering. I got my steering box mounted on the frame. You can see that I dropped it. The steering shaft. I'm trying to video myself here. Back and forth. That mounts on the frame. And then that's the steering shaft that was there. I cut the handlebars off. This pitman arm gets welded on. And what I've done is I've calculated this distance, maximum left, and I get a dimension. Then stretch it out all the way to the right, maximum dimension. And then divide the travel of the steering and mark out the center, which you can see that little black dot right there. Right in between the little one and the big one is where it's going to be, because the big one is the center of the rack and pinion. The little one is the center of far right, far left. So it falls right in between there. And I get, when I ordered these, I get a ball joint on either end. Well, what I do is I just stuck a 3/8 fine thread bolt in this end just for the boot, because I only attach to one side. Then I will, tomorrow sometime, build an adjustable linkage that will go between that ball joint and this ball joint, and that does my steering link. Far left, far right. Maybe I'll get my support on and show you what it looks like. Well, I got my drag link in. That's done. I don't have the steering column built yet. I've got my steering wheel set up here. I still have to build the column, but it's attached. I also finished up my pedals. I've got my hydraulic on one side, the left side, and mechanical on the right, which has my e-brake, which will lock all four wheels. There's my thumb throttle. I just run a cable from my thumb throttle to the accelerator pedal. I try to keep them as simple as possible. So, I need to get busy on building my column for my steering. I haven't quite decided whether I want to do a tilt wheel or not. I think I'm not going to do a tilt wheel. It's a little more involved, and I just didn't use it that much. And then, like I said, all the little nitpicky little gussets, I have to completely gusset the whole cage. That still has to be done. But maybe I'll test drive this thing before the weekend's out. Well, I did my test drive because I finished my steering column. I got my instrument cluster in. This is my, these are the paddle shifters for when you want to shift it manually. Over here is the switch for four-wheel drive and auto, manual, and then of course that's a defunct thumb throttle. I'm just leaving it there, so if I ever need a thumb throttle, I know where it's at. And the pedals were done. Brakes work fantastic. I've got to, because of where I took the handlebars out, this will get covered with a piece of solid black plastic. Down here, where the gas tank doesn't come down to my console, that's going to get all closed in. There's my shifter. Shifter's like, hand falls right on the shifter. Simple as forward, neutral, reverse, just like an automotive shifter. But you can You see the console there. You hear what it sounds like? It's very, very quiet. Typical Honda. Quiet and smooth. Starts right up. I still got a lot of roll cage to finish on my gussets, and I need to close in beside my door. I left that till last because I had to get in there to do all that work and I needed access, so there was no sense in leaning over that bar the whole time I'm putting all that in there. And the same thing over here. That tunnel will probably end up getting painted black because I'll never match the green. So I'll do it in black. And I have no sound deadener in it yet, and no insulation for heat. It's so easy to get those things in and out that I can wait until later to do that. Find out exactly how hot it's going to be and how loud it's going to be. I haven't driven it up and down the road because it's miserable ass pouring down rain. So my test drive was from that end of the garage to that end of the garage, which is about, I don't know, 22 feet. That's where I'm at so far.